Like the first time I ever went to a game, like y'all be sneaking in at the 18, like to get in the 18. Like I would have never. Now I snuck into a whole bunch of hole in the walls. I snuck into a whole bunch of straight clubs, but I was never interested in that. And then there was a fear of it.
Hey, what's going down? Welcome to another episode of the Connections Hub podcast, where we connect you to everything business related. Now, as you guys know, this month is Pride Month, so I have some really special guests, and I'm really excited actually about this particular episode, and I know you guys will love it as well. But I'm sitting here with J. Albert Nicklos. Now, I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm actually going to let him tell you who he is and what it is that he do. So go ahead and take it away.
All right. So first of all, I've been watching the youngling. She say, call a thing a thing. So I'm black and queer. It can look like this. I know y'all ain't used to it, but this So just so y'all see. So run home, tell your mama that you can look like just in case she ain't know. But you could do that too if you want, whatever worked for you. Anyway, I am J. Albert Nicklos. Some people know me as John. Some people know me as Duke. I was just telling Jai I use J. Albert Nicklos because it make me sound fancy and worth a whole lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm worth a little bit. Your boy got a little network. I've been doing this business thing for, I'm 38. Ooh, a little over 20 years. Yeah, your boy was running businesses back as a teenager, running them joints, starting them, building them, all of that stuff. It's fun. I enjoy it. My background, I know we're gonna get into this, is a bit colorful. I built rockets and spaceships and shit and sent people out of space. Well, not people, but things out of space that's still probably monitoring us right now. I'm sorry, I was a part of the Big Brother movement.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I built liquefied natural gas plants. I've sold purses and lotions at your favorite Bath and Body Works and Coach. You know what I'm saying? So some of y'all aunties probably came in to get right for, something, and I sold them something, But I've done a lot of stuff. But my heart is for us. It's for black folks. Like, okay. I will forever give my everything to black folks, specifically black women, because how can you not love what you came from? You know what I'm saying? Like, woman push me out. Like, I ain't got no choice but to love. Anyway, okay. Now, I know we ain't got a lot of time. I'm gonna shut up.
That was one introduction. We've never had that. So like I told y'all, this is gonna be a really, really, really great episode. But no, so you said a mouthful, but I want to really take it back a few steps. Yeah. So what is it that you're doing right now?
Right now, I run a few business training programs throughout the city of Houston. I also manage a couple of my own businesses, kind of co-manage, co-lead some businesses that I've started and kind of sold off. And then I run my own business development agency. And I have like 30 plants that all have names, so that's my other job. I'm a plant dad. Plant dads look this good.
Talk about work-life balance, right?
Yeah. Ooh, what balance? Oh, there's no such thing as balance. We counterbalance. You gotta learn to ride that swing. You know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of time here, and then you bring it back over here. But sit still. I can't do that.
That calm line. But no. Okay, so let's take us on this journey of, you mentioned you've been selling lotions and potions to our aunties and Coach. You've been shipping out things on rocket ships that's monitoring us. So it sounds like you have a background in a lot of different things and avenues. So right now, you're helping communities or businesses throughout communities in Houston. So what led you on that path? How did that start?
Child of a single parent. My mom and my dad were together. Like, my dad is my mom's first love. My mom is my dad's only real love. I mean, I got, 4 other brothers and sisters, but look, hey, I call a thing a thing. I told you I watched The Younger before I got here to get, pumped up. But nonetheless, so I grew up with my mom. Right. And growing up with my mom, and my dad was a great provider, so I don't knock him for that. He was a great provider. That was about it. We talk about that now. That's my homie. Right. But nonetheless, that led to me spending a lot of time alone. And in me spending time alone, my mom was very intentional about trying to give me every opportunity that she could. And so even though she couldn't afford certain things, if I wanted to go to a camp and she couldn't afford it, she would buy me a bunch of VHS tapes. Really? And so I would watch Sports Illustrated VHS tapes. Right. I wanted to play a trumpet. Before we could play the trumpet, she went and bought me Sports Illustrated. I didn't even know Sports Illustrated was covering instruments. Watch Wynton Marsalis is how I learned about Yo-Yo Ma and all of those types of things. And so summer camps at NASA, you know, and all of those things. So fast forward, graduate high school, go to Prairie View, which was a long story in and of itself because I didn't think that Prairie View deserved me. And that was because a nigga told me, how a nigga gonna tell you another nigga don't deserve you? My nigga, but I'm at your, anyway. Went to school and they told me that I shouldn't go to Prairie View, so I was gonna go to OU. And then I went to Prairie View for a summer program. They loved me. They embraced me. They gave me money.
So this was coming in. This wasn't okay. Yeah, this is before.
Yeah. And so like I went to Prairie View, majored in electrical engineering, and that's where I did a ton of stuff. So every summer I was interning somewhere. I interned with Bechtel for 3 summers. I spent a year in California with Boeing. I worked for Raytheon. So I worked in clean rooms at Boeing. I worked and built flight simulators. That's where I built the rockets and the spaceships and the satellites. I got to travel all around the country and watch them get built, inspect them, and then write people up when they didn't do it right. I was a snitch. I was, you know.
You was that guy at work?
Hey, y'all don't want the motherfuckers dropping on top of y'all head, do you? Then you're going to be complaining. Look, I'm trying to keep you safe. You safe, I'm safe, we safe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I did that when I was with Bechtel. I built liquefied natural gas plants. So I had a really colorful engineering background, and I realized that I didn't want to be an engineer. And so
So when did you realize that? Did you go through all 4 years and realize that? When did you realize, hey, I don't want to be an engineer?
The semester of graduation.
The semester of graduation. You did all of that in the semester of graduation. You said, hey, I don't want to do this.
I was sitting in class, a design class, and the professor of that class, Dr. Obiaman, shout out to Dr. O. She's the current dean at the College of Engineering at Prairie View right now. Okay. And just offered me a job with no engineering degree. But yeah, so it was in her class, and we was halfway through something. I forget what it was. I remember getting up and walking out. I was like, I'm over this. Like, I don't want to do it. I didn't withdraw from classes. I didn't do nothing. I got up, I walked out. I left my TI calculator. What? And if anybody is an engineering student, y'all know TI calculators, especially back in like 2007, them joints was sometimes $300 depending on the one you got, you know? And I would get the kind you could code. That way I could get the answers to the test and code them in there. You're welcome. Yeah. Just got y'all a whole lot of diplomas. But yeah, so did that, walked out and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I had taken an internship that summer at Bechtel. It was my last internship at Bechtel, and Bechtel is located across the street from the Houston Galleria. Okay. So I went to the Houston Galleria to get a part-time job so I could keep my money from Bechtel, and the Galleria job was going to be sneaker money, right? Okay. Now, this is what
how old were you around this time?
This was, it'd be like 23, maybe 22, 23. Okay. Yeah.
And you had dropped, this is when you dropped out, you left Prairie View by this time, right?
No, this is what led up to Prairie View and how I ended up at Bath and Body Works selling lotions.
Okay, come on,
They brought me there. Yeah, so I was I was still at Prairie View. It was the summertime though, so we were off. I was doing an internship with Bechtel. Bechtel's across the street from the Galleria. I go into the Galleria to get a job, a little part-time job. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go work at, like a Foot Locker or something like that. And I was like, I don't wanna have to work real hard. And I also don't work at a place where it's gonna make me spend all my money. So I'm walking past Bath and Body Works and it's this little cute light-skinned girl there. And so I go in, Erica. I go in to go talk to Erica. Hell yeah, Erica was fine. She was a cute little girl. So I go in there to talk to Erica. The manager, Stephanie, who's a really good friend of mine to this day, she comes up and she's kind of like grilling Erica a little bit, like nice and nasty, like the way managers do, because she engaging with me in the middle of semi-annual sale.
So y'all was engaging, I'm guessing, not about anything to purchase.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah. Okay, cool.
So then Erica's like, yeah, no, he's applying for a job, and I'm like, yeah, I'm applying for a job. Stephanie asked, bring out the application. This is when you have to fill them out. So yeah, I had to fill it out right then and there. Fast forward, she hires me. And because my background, like I have built and created stuff forever. I was 17 and a supervisor at Astroworld and food service. And while they may not sound like a lot, in 2001, there was no ADP. So you wasn't typing in and punching in. Right. We were calculating our hours. I was building schedules. I was responsible for $50,000 to $60,000 worth of sales a day.
At 17.
At 17. Why the fuck they hired me? I don't know. But I did a good job. Fast forward, I know I'm talking a lot, but so I do all of that. All of those things brought me into Bath and Body Works. I started at Bath and Body Works, which at the time was the highest volume and the most traffic store. So we was bigger than any other store in the country. I mean, in the world, actually. But I started there selling lotions to people. Like, I was the person when you come in, I would rub lotion on your hand.
You was that guy.
I was. New scent, you know, the new scents be in the front. I was the nigga at the front with the lotion. Excuse me, ma'am. Let me.
You was that guy.
I was that guy, but I was the highest paid that guy. And then dudes started coming in, and none of the dudes wanted to talk to the dudes, right? And so I was like, well, it's lotion. Just ask the. And this is not because I was queer. It's because I'm a good-ass salesman before y'all start thinking, okay? Anyway, so, like, they saw me doing that, and then we had a sink in there. And we used to sell, not fragrance, but hair products, face care products. Like, we were selling $200 beauty creams and shit, right? In Bath and Body Works. Yeah,
this was back in the day then, because they have all that now?
No, it's just candles.
Yeah.
But fast forward, I know I keep saying I'm a fast forward, but fast forward, they see me doing a wet demo with a guy, like showing them how to use the products and all of that stuff. And it was like, man, that's good. Same as Erica, who got me stuck in this motherfucking job. That did pay well, though. She was like, we're going to make you a beauty specialist. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. She was like, it's like a $5 increase. I was like, hell yeah. So prior to going, I say all of that to say that prior to going back to Prairie View that following fall semester, I was already manager level at Bath and Body Works.
Right.
So when I left Prairie View, I was just like, well, I need to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. I'm going to stay at Bath and Body Works. And I was doing really good. Bath and Body Works went to shit in a year. I raised that revenue from $3.5 million to a little over 4.5. So I helped them raise, you know, like, so when you think about that, and our average price product was $7. So when I came in there, we were moving 500,000 units a year.
And what do you contribute to that? How did that happen? How did you do that? 17 or like, you know, you said
no,
early
this time
20s.
I was like 22, 23, something like that.
How are you moving $500 units? Like, I mean, 500 units.
Because I worked all day 24/7. I hired a bunch of niggas because I could talk to them and they could understand. And I understood their plight, they understood mine, right? And I have a stupid work ethic and I do it in excellence. You know, like, that's really what it is. There's no math to it. I would say that Limited Brands, who is the company that owns Bath and Body Works, is the #1 training program. Like, the managerial program is ridiculous. We call it Lobos, Limited Brands Operating System. Like, it is incredible. If I had to attribute anything to me being a great leader right now in this life, I would definitely say my parents' life bringing up. But that book, that training, that 1 week of training, transformed my life.
Wow. So
I took it there. I stopped fucking with Bath and Body Works because they wanted to go more transactional. And I was teaching people product knowledge. These are the layers of sense. This is what it does, you know, like all of that stuff. And I couldn't do that, which is what I enjoyed. So I went to Coach Stephanie, chick that got me there, well, she elevated me. So when I left Bath and Body Works, I was a GM. She brought me over to Coach. Okay. I worked at Coach for a year as the visual branding manager for the district. So I was helping set up stores. I was teaching product knowledge, like how do you navigate sales, how do you set up stories in the sales. I'm the person that made your grandmama and your auntie come in, buy the bag. She bought the wallet. She bought some earrings. She bought a little key fob to go on it, and she bought a scarf to wrap around her head because I told the story that way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you in a poor mall like Deerbrook. I mean, I live on the north side. I know I need to shut up real quick. But if you live on the north side and you in Deerbrook, right, like them people ain't got the money like the folks in the Woodlands. So you ain't gonna put your expensive bags in the front. Niggas ain't finna go in there because they feel like they can't afford it. So what you do is you put them signature bags. Y'all seen them little cloth bags with the seat? Put them hoes in the front. They all come run in because they want to see that. And while they got that in their hand, I'm gonna come put one in your hand that's about $60, $70 more. And I'm gonna tell you how this gonna make you stand out, because this gonna make you look like everybody else, and you gonna put.
Hey, what's going down? I had to stop things really, really quick and ask you one question. What are you doing to grow your business online? Now, I know you listen to this podcast and you're getting all this information, but what are you really doing to make sure your business is growing online? Now, if you don't know, I'm a content strategist by trade, so I'm gonna have to ask you, are you using digital marketing? If not, I would love to talk to you about your online brand presence. I run Allen Multimedia. We're a full-service digital marketing agency that works with community-driven businesses. We're able to help you strategize your customer journey, maximize your social media results, and create content that turns into community, and we turn that community into sales. Now, if you want to learn more about how we're able to do this, I want you to go to workwithja.com and book an appointment, and I'll talk to you soon.
That motherfucker down and come get this.
Right.
Anyway.
So really quick, so they don't miss that. What you're saying is, if I got a product or service, it's a brick and mortar store, something that might help out with bringing more people into the store would be, if you're in somewhere where they might can't afford like your high ticket item, put the lower ticket items in the front, allow them to see, browse, and say, hey, I could probably swipe my card for that. And once they get inside the store, that's when you start telling them about this that costs this much more, this that costs this much more, and so much. So,
absolutely. You're building an experience before anybody ever engages with you, especially if you're in brick and mortar. That experience starts with parking. Right. That experience starts with what the facade looks like. Right. That experience starts with the windows. I was a training coordinator for Neiman Marcus, and I would create the windows. No, we're going to put this in the window. We're going to put this in the window. This is what's trending. This is who the market is. Like, know the market. Know who you want to sell to, and or decide and find out what it is that they want and then go sell that to them. Or decide what it is that you want to sell and then find the people who want that product. What we typically do is we go find the people we want to sell to and then try to sell them something that they don't want. Right. Or we create something and we don't find the people that want what it is that we create. Case in point, we was talking about this the other day. I said, number one rule for small business, this is the best tip I'm going to give you. Y'all ready? This is the best tip. Your mama ain't going to tell you. Your daddy ain't going to tell you. Your granny ain't going to tell you. The first thing you need to do is go take this bullshit off your goddamn social media pages talking about my family don't support. You will share 500 posts of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock and the new booty shorts Megan got on, but won't nobody share nothing about my business. That's because they not your customer. Right. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you this for free, real quick.
Give it to us.
I call it 3 levels of enterprise. Okay. When you initially create something, you build something, you're going to show it to the people that are closest to you because they are your safe space, right? Most of us don't necessarily have somebody that is directly in our industry that we can show something to, because we are taught that competition is bad. So we already push those people away. So who is left is our friends and our family. They are going to support you because of you. They don't give a damn about the product. They don't give a damn about the service. They care about Ja. Whatever it is Ja selling, I'm finna buy from Ja. Now here's where shit get fucked up, because Ja think that they your customer. No, they supporting Ja. So Ja comes back and is like, hey, I got another one. Why don't you buy another one?
No.
Have you walked into my house? You see all Bath and Body Works candles. If I wanted your candle, I would buy your candle. Right. You see all Dove soaps. If I wanted your soap, that's going to clog up my drain with all of these oils and shea butters and jojoba butters and olive oils and avocado oils and all of this.
Hey, man. We might lose a couple subscribers to this guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Now, I do. Now, I also told y'all I got a whole cabinet full of y'all soap.
Yeah, you do.
Because I believe I spend money with all y'all, regardless of whether I like your stuff or not, because it's a whole lot of us that don't like it and won't spend no money. Right. But reality is, so you started that first tier, that inner circle, and that's your friends and family. That's your safe space. That's where you test out stuff. That's where you get feedback and all of those things. Now, what you should be doing is asking your friends and family to refer you to somebody else. Right. Who else do you know would like this, right? Because that person now is equally vested in you as they are in the product or service. So they're buying from you because my sister told me that you have X, Y, and Z, right? So I want to support my sister who supports you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to do that, but I also need a good product. Now, here is where the enterprise piece comes, is if you can get those people to refer you to somebody, then those people are not attached to you personally at all. Right. All they care about is the product. So they're going to buy it over and over and over and over again. But I think we going to turn our Facebook, our personal Facebook, into a business Facebook. And them people didn't choose to follow you and be your friends because you were selling shit. Like, they didn't. They want to know who you are. So unless you're about to to put who you are in this soap, in this candle, in this chair, in this social media campaign, in this fragrance, in this bundle, in whatever it is that you're selling, I don't want any part of it.
Exactly.
And so, short of the long, went to coach, did coach, decided to go to U of H, got to U of H for for entrepreneurship, because it's the #1 program in the country at the time. And I think right now it's #2, but it goes back between 1 and 2.
Right.
Got my degree there. I didn't even plan on graduating. I didn't care whether I graduated. What I knew was that everybody in that room could help me get to where I wanted to get to.
Right.
So whether I graduated or not didn't matter. What mattered to me was getting in the room. Like, I need to be in a room with these people, right? So ended up getting my degree in entrepreneurship. I got another one in marketing. And while there, I started to develop, I started to run and build leadership programs. One for the university. I started running some of the leadership development camps they would do for students. And I built a company called Lead 360.
Okay.
And it was built on 5 pillars. There was education, there was expression, there was empowerment, engagement, and entrepreneurship. And it was for young Black men. Okay. So the idea was to encourage you to continue learning, to teach you how to express yourself, right? And then take that and learn, okay, from empowerment, what type of leader am I?
Right.
How do I take all 3 of those components and engage the people around me? And then how I make money off of it, right?
Exactly.
I did that for never, actually, as I think about it. I wrote all this curriculum for it, never did it. What ended up happening was my very best friend, Brittany Mandarino, fuck with it a long way. She a lawyer now, big time. Y'all say something if y'all want to. Get y'all caught up. Anyway, so Brittany was the director of a day school.
Okay.
So that's like babies to like pre-K, okay. Right? And she had a staff, and she was like, hey, I know you've been doing all of these leadership things for U of H, and you started this company. I want to hire you to come do it here. And Brittany was the first person that paid me a check for leadership development, business development, any of those things.
Wow.
The very first check I ever got. And I went and I taught it, and everybody loved it. And I was like, man, fuck them little kids.
Why'd you say that?
Cause the money was over here. The first person that paid me was for over here. Now I'm not telling.
I thought she had a day school.
It was, but I wasn't doing shit with them kids. Them was babies. I was doing it with her staff. I'm sorry.
Oh,
so I came and I did a 1-day training for her staff.
Okay. Okay.
And they loved. They fucking loved it. And so that turned into a lot of organizational development. And what I realized was I was sitting on all of this business knowledge that I know, both from education, theory, and then application, because I've been doing it my whole life. My grandmother, my office right now is in my old childhood home, which was the beauty salon that my grandmother built, right? Like, so like my whole life, that's what my life is, right? And I didn't realize this shit until maybe about 4 or 5 years later. I realized like all of these people lived in these capacities, but short of the long, I realized I was missing something because I had this really clean ability and really good ability to to be a visionary, to cast that vision very strategically and to rally people around it. All right, so now you overlay the business on top of it. So now I'm casting the same vision, but it's with the solution to a problem that the world needs. That's packaged in either a product or a service, right? And now I'm engaging you because I'm showing you how your life is different, how the world is different because of that. And now I'm selling you. You gotta flip that shit, man. People ask what I do. I say, I hope the niggas, and they buy it and they love it and they make money off of it. I tell you, my little sister, she just Shopify hit her up. She is the most profitable online business in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Fuck with it. Black Wall Street. Anyway. So that's how I ended up here.
Thank you for that, man.
I know it's a long story.
No, it's definitely a journey, but you touched on a lot of different aspects, and it seems like really your mom was a pillar in getting you involved in so much stuff because of the opportunities that she didn't want you to miss. It sounds like you've led that same type of lifestyle up until now, not wanting to miss an opportunity, so you're able to, hey, let me get over here, let me put myself here, let me see myself here, let me do this, let me do that. Yeah. And that's bred to now where it's just like, wow, like that's
I've done
amazing,
it.
bro.
I've done it all. You are absolutely right. People ask me all the time, like, what's your drive? And I was like, it's not a drive. I'm just curious. And I see something and I'm like, ooh, I want to try that. And so then I try it, but because I do it in excellence, it's always going to be a staple. But that's from my mom, who was like, yeah, you want to try that? We'll figure it out. My mom used to work at FAO Schwartz. This was like KB Toys and Toys R Us Kids, but the fancy one. Real fancy by the Galleria where Grand Lux is right now.
I know you, Grand Lux.
That used to be FAO Schwartz. My mom worked there. She was a manager there. I wanted to go to a camp. My mom didn't have the money. They were gonna get paid like 2 days later or whatever. She took the money out the safe and took the petty cash and went and paid for the program for me, right? The next day got a DM visit. And the DMs always go look at the safe. They always count the safe. And she was like, for whatever reason, they didn't that day. Wow. I was like, because I needed to go to that program and I needed to have a mama too.
Wow.
So, you know,
you had, that was.
Yeah, now she paid the money back. My mama ain't no thief. She just borrowed it.
Right, we understand
with the intent of return. But,
that's amazing. You really close to your mom?
Oh, yeah, we have the most healthy and toxic relationship on the planet. Healthy in the sense it's a beautiful, loving relationship. It's too loving. I'm my mama, daddy, her husband, her brother, her cousin, her friend, her son, her grandfather, every male figure. I'm the most consistent man in my mother's life. And my mom is the most consistent person in my life. And that can be very beautiful and it can be very, very unhealthy. And so now we've gotten to this place where, and it was hard because I didn't talk to my mom for a minute. We got into it and I didn't talk to her.
I was there. Y'all seemed very close. Like it must have been something huge and you talked to
her. It was a lot of internal shit that I was dealing with. That was the result of childhood. Like that came from childhood trauma. Right. So like I've experienced a whole lot of shit for a whole nother episode. But if I told you my story, personally, you would ask me why I'm still alive. Like legit, this is what niggas jump off bridges for. Right. And if you could jump off a bridge that I come back up to jump off again, like that's my life. Right. And there's this other beautiful side of it. Right. And so when you mention balance, and I was like, there's really no balance, there's counterbalance, right? We're never equally the same thing. No energies are equally forced. Even as we sit on this, learned this from Prairie View Engineering, right? So even as we sit on this chair, we're exerting force on the chair, right? The chair is exerting force on the floor, but the floor that's pushing back up on this chair is stronger than the combined weight of us. That's not equilibrium. Something is always still pushing more. And so when we think about balance, the reality is at equilibrium, at the level state, nothing happens. Ain't shit happening at balance. Right. Everything happens.
You swinging.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And what you do is you learn to ride the swing. And so you feel like you're not moving, even though you're moving. It's like being on a plane. Right. If you're on a plane and the plane is moving, but you ain't moving, are you moving? Right. You know, and so it's that swing. And so you learn this is how much work that I'm going to do. Okay, I'm kind of tapped out in work. I need the vacation. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna sit my whole ass in this vacation. No work. That's not balance. That's completely imbalanced because I'm all vacation, no work, right? But when I look at the swing of it, right? Like that's what the harmony and all of that stuff looks like. And so short of the long, we got into it. And really, let me take that back. We didn't even get into it. I was just like, Ma, I need some space. I'm angry with you. Yes, you were a great mother, but you was also trash, bro. Right. Like, and I think that you get to be and in both. Right. Right. Like, and that doesn't take away any, like my mom is everything to me. Ain't a motherfucker alive can say shit about her. But she got her own issues. Right. And I dare not just speak about the issues and not speak about how great she is. Right. And I'm not going to speak about how great she is and then about the issues, you know? Right. And so we had this moment and it broke her down because she's used to talking to me all the time. And I wouldn't. And how long y'all didn't talk? It was probably almost a year. It was a long time. I didn't talk to her at all. I wouldn't answer no calls, no nothing. And then when we finally did, I laid everything out and she just listened. And she was like, I will burn this motherfucker down for you.
That's what's up.
Oh, it make me emotional now just thinking about it. She's like, I burn this motherfucker down for you. And whatever you need, like just, let me know. And so as we've evolved in our relationship, one of the things I had to come back and talk with her about is, as a mother, any level of paternal respect I give you, it's because I choose to give that to you. We are we're mother and son because you gave birth to me, right. But not in a hierarchy of anything. We're both adults. Like,
at this point,
and that was hard for her to take. And so what I developed instead, and y'all should try this with y'all parents. Maybe y'all might get popped in the face. Y'all might not. I don't know. Can't tell you. But I told my mom, I was like, so let's start having friend moments. So when you get to wilding, you know, I gotta have a friend moment. And she knows to take this mother hat off and like we peer to peer. Like, let me tell you what it is. Ma, you know that don't make no damn sense. Now, why are you doing it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now, because we've done that for so long, when we converse as adults. And when I need my mama, I say, Mama, I need you.
Right.
And she's so happy to put that hat on. And she don't get tired of wearing it because she don't have to wear it all the time. Like, I'm getting emotional just think, I love that woman. And my father, too. I haven't talked to my dad for 4 months. Oh. And I don't have no reason why. I just,
but
you know, that's my daddy. I love him. And he is Superman to me. Like Superman. I was renovating my house. He came and brought me $3,000 in cash and was like, buy you some furniture. Okay. We go fishing and he still try to take my fish off the hook for me. You know, and I think that is, bringing that back to business is, people join the bandwagon when they join the bandwagon. Right. As business owners, especially black business owners, because most of us start from nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And even if we start from a lift, like in comparison to our counterparts, in comparison to people that have money, in comparison to somebody like Jimmy John, who dad can say, hey, here's $25,000 to start your own sub shop. If it don't work, you're going to the military. Right. Like, we don't get that. You taking your ass to the military, you getting the hell out the house. Right. You know, whatever. Like, we build a lot from a lot of nothing. And when we do build things, people steal from us. A famous KK person, you can use the 2 syllables and know who she is, just created a skincare line that's very similar to somebody, you know, like, so people take our things. And so, like, I understand coming out and saying, hey, I have this radical idea. And then people being like, nah, I ain't really rocking with that. And then them getting on the bandwagon later. Exactly. And you got to welcome them when they get there later. Like, that's the beauty of being let me tell you why I love niggas. Whether you get it today, whether you get it 6 months from now, I'm just happy you got it. You know what I'm saying? And that same dollar that you was going to spend 6 years ago, you could spend today. And today, it got tax on it because I got better at it. Right. Hell, I won't. Do you know how many people I get business from that said, yes, I want to do business with you 4 years ago and couldn't do it? Right. For whatever reason, and you don't know why. They may not have the money and they don't want to say that they don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? They may not believe in themselves, and so they don't know how to believe in you. Right? Like, our job, like, I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up because I don't know if we over time been talking a lot. No, forgive me. Businesses don't do business with business. What they do with? They do it with people. And people run those businesses. So it's always an interpersonal relationship. It's always human interaction. It's always relationship building. Yep. Like, whenever you come on board, you come on board. Because I guarantee you, the same grace that you don't want to necessarily, I'm going to say you don't, the same grace that sometimes we find it hard to give people when they don't believe in our dreams is the same grace we need when we fuck up after we done told somebody we gonna do X, Y, and Z and can't. Right. Because our dream is bigger than what we thought it was. Right? I have an apparel company. There many times where I forgot to ship something out or something was messed up and I didn't know it was messed up because I didn't check the inventory properly. Right? Like, I have companies that I had a deliverable that was due and I was late, and people have just been nice enough and kind enough not to blast me and to come to me personally and to talk through things, and I appreciate that. And even those that do blast me, like, I'm gonna take ownership and accountability of it, right? Like, I don't believe that you should glorify a person in public and then chastise them or criticize them in private. Right. No, I'm gonna meet you on whatever platform I'm gonna meet you on. This is what the platforms are for. Now, you have the option to respond back. The problem is you niggas get mad and in your feelings, and so now you want to go in on the guy. Let me give you one more tip real quick on your Instagram accounts. I know this is specific to Instagram. That could be for other platforms, but specific to Instagram. If you know your ass don't be shipping on time, if you know you buying your shit off of Alibaba or AliExpress or DHgate or anywhere else that's coming from Asia, and you know it's gonna take 50 million years and that shit gonna sit out on the barge off the Pacific for another 6 months before you get it, so you know you're not gonna be able to get these people their stuff on time. On Instagram, you can regulate comments so that certain words, so people can't use certain words. And if they use them in their comments won't come up. Shipping, shipment, anything with the word ship. Purchase, buy, sell. You can't use none of them joints. Because if you got an issue, you're going to include one of them words. Nope, I have a channel for you to do that. You can email, you can call, you can do whatever, right? Like, what you're not about to do is slide in the comments on my post, on my content that finally went viral after I've been trying for 50 million years, and now you want to post. You can limit the words follow, like all of that stuff. So then all of those bots ain't leaving all of these comments under your stuff, and now you getting blacklisted and all the other shit that the algorithms do. Another thing, anybody that tell you they know all of the algorithms, they're a motherfucking lie, because the algorithms don't know the fucking algorithms, okay? Apple can't even unlock its own encryption. Shit.
You know, you only want you get into it yourself. You just go. But no, you know, it's funny. You knew all this about Instagram. You told me you don't be online like that. Golly.
I know. I just got off of my own mental health.
You got business.
It was going crazy.
You know business. But you know, man, really, y'all noticed this whole interview. We didn't even mention anything about you being queer. But you know what that shows within a lot what we talked about is it's secondary.
Yeah.
And we had a really interesting and good conversation yesterday where we talked about just, because it's secondary with my brand too. A lot of stuff, what I do, me being, my sexuality is always secondary. And sometimes I'll be like, damn, why is that? Some people even ask me nowadays, like, damn, Ja, you straight, you lesbian? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you can't obviously tell, but you know, whatever, I give people with their respect, but it's always secondary. So how have you been able to build this brand, build who you are, be who you are, started the episode as, hey, you can be queer and look like this, and not allow that to hinder you in no type of way and just show up fully? Like, how have you done that?
I will tell you, it has hindered me. I just got here.
Okay.
I just got here. Like, I just got here where I don't have a problem at all allowing my queerness to come out in whatever capacities it come out. But I grew up, as I was telling you, like, I grew up black and straight. Like,
I don't know why that's funny, but that's I guess you got an image.
Like,
real journey, real visionary.
Yeah, I grew up black and straight. Black culture is, I was telling you the other day, like, black culture is defined by heterosexual cis black men. Gay culture is defined by white cis queer men.
When you say cis, what do you mean by that?
That you were born a man.
Okay.
Or you were born a woman. Like what you currently have is what you were born with.
Okay.
It's another term white people made to divide us. If you got any white sponsors, y'all know it's the truth. My bad if your feelings is hurt. Well, they really ain't. My feelings ain't. It ain't really my bad. Like, your feelings might be hurt. If it is, then cut a check. That's called white guilt. We take them. Thank you. Take payment in white tears, white guilt, white privilege, white in it. As long as it got a dollar amount, I take it. If she won't, I take it, and then I cut you the check. Okay. But no. So, like, white queer culture being defined, or gay culture being defined by white gay cis men. Black culture being defined by black straight cis men. They don't intertwine. So there's rarely ever a time where just black culture intersects like queer culture. They just don't, because of how they've been defined and structured. Now, are we making pathways and inroads to that? Yes, but I was born in 1984. And like, it sounds young to me because I know people born way before that, but I'm almost 40 years old. Like, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Shit, before Lil Nas X, before Frank Ocean, my nigga, hold on. You know, like it was a thing. And so, like, I didn't even know how to be my type of queer, because my type of queer wasn't flamboyant. My type of queer I didn't want to be a woman. My type of queer wasn't just hyper sex, right? Like, I enjoy sex. And I had my whole days, right? Like, I'm not that anymore. Unless you catch me on the right day. But typically, like, I'm more settled. I'm old. I ain't gonna be running through these streets. Y'all ain't gonna be running through me on my bed or anything else. Not happening. And I ain't trying to run through you. I don't, no running, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Just no running.
No running.
No running, no walking, no stepping, no tipping, no nothing. Nah. But so, No real shit. So like, just I spent a lot of time like once I got out, because I didn't go to a gay bar or anything like that till I was in California working for Boeing. That was the first time I'd ever went to a gay space, and that was in 2005. I came back to Houston. I didn't go to another gay space until like 2007, and I went with my cousin. 2005, I graduated 2000. I was 21.
Okay, so you
21
like
and
older,
20.
Like, they would say you got in there. I was at an event and this older guy was like, yeah, I got in this industry late. Like he was a real old guy. He was like, yeah, I didn't come out till 10 years ago. So it was, I guess, in the community that would be old. Like,
yeah, like the first time I ever went to a gay, like y'all be sneaking in at the 18, like to get into 18. Like I would have never. Now I snuck into a whole bunch of hole in the walls. I snuck into a whole bunch of straight clubs, but I was never interested in that. And then there was a fear of it, right? And so like, as I got older and I started realizing like who I was and who I am, and as I got more comfortable with me, and the people around me started to affirm me, like it felt good. And I will say this one other thing is, I started to define what queer spaces were going to look like for me. So they didn't have to be going to a club or a sex party, because those are typically the two. When you say gay people, like people think sex, people think a club. Like it's those things, especially if you a man. Oh man, that's what y'all think we do. But it wasn't that. I went to book clubs. I was in part of queer book clubs. I write poetry, so I did spoken word at a queer platform, right? Like it's those types of things that helped me to create space. But then I told you this. I had that moment where I was just like, so am I scared of coming out, or am I just distant from the community? Right? Like, am I just disconnected from community in that way? And so I realized that at one point it was a little bit of both. I was scared of coming out, even though I never, like once I got maybe about 30, probably even younger than that, like I didn't hide my queerness. I didn't wear it on my back, but I also didn't hide it.
Right.
And then fast forward where I am now, like I've navigated through that, and my lack of presence in community consistently, or going to a pride, or leading with I'm gay, or wearing a rainbow shirt, or whatever, has nothing to do with my queerness. Right. It's because I'm more black than I am anything else, and because most of the queer spaces they don't do much for me. Like there's not the space that I am edified in. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all open up a real chill like vinyl spot where I can play with plants and shit, then I'm down. Like, we can do that. But, like, I'm not trying to hear no house music all the fucking time. And when I do hear house music, I want to hear it around niggas. Like, I enjoy black people bouncing to, some go-go and shit. So, like, I think that you don't, again, and in both. I'm going to shut up. The little light came on over here to me. Shut the fuck up. I saw it. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I just want to tell you two things, and then I'm going to shut up for real. First, my favorite two quotes. And I was telling you this the other day. Yep. My favorite quote, y'all seen Barbershop. The scene where Cedric the Entertainer said, I can't talk about Luther. I can't talk about Luther. What you gonna do about it? Lead with that. What you gonna do about it? Be your damn self. Like, if somebody had a problem, what you gonna do about it? Like, that's me. Second thing, Lena Waithe. She said, there's no point in getting big if you're not gonna throw your weight around. And I'm big as shit. And most of y'all big as shit. No matter how small y'all think y'all are, y'all big as shit. Like, when you sit down, you take up space. So take up that space. When you walk into a room, take up that space. Bring your whole ass to the party. You don't have to cut no parts out. How you gonna leave half your ass in the car, a quarter of your ass in the closet, a quarter of your ass in the bathroom, the other piece, when you walk in a room, ain't nothing left. There's nothing left. So you can't find value in the room because you don't have nothing to give the room, because all of the best parts of you done left outside. Bring that shit in and put that shit in your business. Build those in relationships. Like, the best relationships I have built have been the ones where I have welcomed somebody else's whole ass to the party and I've been able to bring mine. I have been in a lot of fucking rooms where I could not bring my ass to the party. You ask me how I made all of that money at Bath and Body Works? I brought half of my ass to the party and hired a bunch of motherfuckers and let them bring their whole ass. And we worked. and we did the work and people felt seen and they felt gratified and they felt appreciated and they felt celebrated and they felt challenged, right? Like it's that type of thing, but you only get those opportunities if people feel comfortable bringing all of them. So your business is a whole person. If you have a problem with you, then you will project that into your business, right? Like, so be all of you. Best gift you can give your business is to be your damn self. And if your damn self is be a better version of your damn self, your future self and your businesses, well, thank you. Anyway.
Drop the mic. Hey, okay, no, this has been super fun. This was so great. Oh my God, this was, my other guest's gonna be mad, but this was, like I'm gonna say, one of my favorite episodes, but nah, this was legit. I appreciate it so much. You. So let us know, where can we find you online, or if you want to get in touch with you, where can we look you up?
I guess y'all can slide in my DMs on Instagram. J Albert Nicklos, that's JALBERTNICKLOS. I'm not on social media like Jai was saying, but I will. I hop in because my mom still, that's how she communicates with me a lot. She always finds something to send me in my in Messenger. So she send me about 10 messages a day. So I make sure I read them, because if I don't, she gonna think something happened and she gonna try to come down here and beat on my door. So, but you can hit me up there. Or I mean, you can shoot me a email, john@the360way.com. That's John at THE3 the numbers 360WAY. But typically just shoot me a DM or something. I'll holler at you.
Definitely. Well, that's gonna be it for me. This has been a great episode, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Pew pew pew.